What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of the official PlayStation podcast of the KT Data Network. We are the LittleBigKast. On today's show, we got several exciting things going on. Rachel's BFF.
No, BF.
Damn it.
The BF. The boyfriend
Her
is...
BF. Her boyfriend. He loses his LBK card of approval. Jeff becomes a man.
Get your man card.
And grows his first beard.
Looking good.
I love it. Robin's mom trips acid. And Drew continues to punish his classes.
Better believe it.
50-page essays and all.
Yep.
All this and more coming up on episode 41, ladies and gentlemen, of the LittleBigKast. Welcome. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of the LittleBigKast. We are, as I just mentioned, the LittleBigKast. My name's Jeff Hawks. With me today is, we got little Rachel Hernandez next to me.
Little me.
Little Rachel.
Little me.
Across from me, we got Big Drew.
Hey, it's good to be here. Thank you. I'm glad.
And
still pretty little. Little Drew.
Still kind of little Drew.
Little Drew.
I mean, compared to me, everybody's a little bit little.
That's
You're so cool, Jeff.
It's not about being cool. It's about being awkward and gangly, but it is something.
Look at us being
also
all
with
happy.
Say, Robin. All four of us are here.
Mid-sized Robin.
Yeah,
Everyone.
we are all appropriately proportioned, and glad you're listening today. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Today's episode, number
good night.
41 of the LittleBigKast, ladies and gentlemen.
My goodness.
We are going to be getting into a lot of cool stuff. So one of the things we're going to be doing is our indie game of the week, which was Costume Quest 2, which several of us played, and one or two of us maybe didn't play too much of, but that's okay.
There are important things that are more...
We all got life happening.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I wasted some life to play that game, so let's talk about it later.
We play some games, and we do some life. So first off, as always, let's get into kind of what's been going on, to catch up with each other. So Rachel's first on my list, so let's just kick it off with Rachel.
Let's do it. So, actually played video games this week, unlike last week.
What?
I know, I'm proud of myself, finding some time. Tried playing Portal 2.
And
but
what does that mean?
The person who I'm currently hanging out with does not, PC, we did the PC game for a little bit, so we tried playing Portal 2 on Steam, but did not work out. Our controllers were like...
Was there rage?
It was about an hour of troubleshooting, and it didn't work, so
That's why PC gaming is not a thing for me.
It was a struggle.
Playing the game is the game.
We got the game going, but the controllers that we had plugged into his computer, it was like... So it was a split screen.
It does exist on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, so we want to, but that means it's complicated. So anyways, so we had the split screen on the computer, and I had my controller, and I could run around with one character on the controller, but my shooting would be on the other screen.
Oh, wow.
It was the weirdest thing everywhere, and I was like, there's something wrong here. So I actually, the PS3 and the PS4 stay at my house. They're my babies. So I had brought over my Xbox 360, where we played Left 4 Dead. And I forgot how much time did I put in that game. I put a lot of time in Left 4 Dead. Valve. Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock / Valve. Yep. Half-Life. So Left 4 Dead. It was great. I still knew where to go, and I was like, wow.
Very cool.
Thank you, high school. But yeah, it was
muscle memories.
It was great. It was a good time.
Like riding a bike.
Yeah. Besides that, I've just been doing the homework thing. Finally turned in a really long script that I was...
Oh, I bet your professor was so happy.
That I was kind of in charge of. So we split up our group to do different things, and I was part of the writing group. And
what class is this?
Drew's film documentary.
Is this the one where
Hell.
I'm seeing
it's
a
called
bunch of
Hell.
stuff on Facebook of like a 50-page documentary?
Yeah, I made them. I was like, all right, good. The first week, I was like, give me 10 pages, and then 2 weeks later, I was like, I want 50. Go. So,
why are you doing that to yourself?
Hell.
I can't disclose that information because she's in the class. So if you guys want to talk about it later, I'll tell you it's all about conditioning.
So let's just say that was off my
Scar
chest.
tissue.
And
Scar tissue is what that's about.
After that happened, I was free. So I'm sitting here today, and it's just not in the back of my mind right now. That feels so good.
Are you at least able to pick the topic?
I wanted her to.
Yeah, we picked.
It's a script. It's a full-on story.
So we wrote. Yeah, it's
legit.
It's a script,
it's their
and
baby.
we did get to pick. We got to pick the story, but we did not get to pick our teammates.
Nope, I did that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he. I had
That's
two.
all right. We'll just
Oh man.
imagine.
Oh man,
I can imagine.
Let's just say teeth being ripped out with pliers.
Oh, come on, it wasn't that
Bamboo shoots?
bad.
Licking the pliers.
I basically put a
Wasn't
mole
that
in
bad?
each group.
It
As I
wasn't-
built the class, I was like, I need one here. I need
It wasn't
one there,
that
I need one there.
bad.
So you're a plant, just so you
It
know.
was awful. It was awful. Every idea was just like no. But
You know what? That
whatever.
experience brought you here today, and we're glad you're here with us.
It makes you a better person.
Yeah.
Just that dead-eyed, like,
Everyone says trials make you grow stronger, and I've just decided trials just mean like it's
Like
just another
crying
thing
just
you
thinking
survived.
about
like
it.
your fingernails hurt from just clawing into the cliff that you were angling by. Just for your
Mother of
life.
God, save me.
After 3 hours, I
Here
was
to
just like,
help
I'm
you
going
survive.
home. I just want to go home. I just want to write my own script.
So we're in this class. We're making full movies, like as much as 30 minutes or so as possible. You know,
Okay.
as full as we can get in 15 weeks. And so
The computers in the cat cave are gonna explode when we
lot-
start exporting those.
a lot of them don't have this unrealistic vision of how to make a movie or how to make it good. And so a lot of this is like
Pounding into
like
the
military march.
reality.
Like yes, but reality, it's gonna get done. So I'm glad that you are enjoying it the way I intended it to be enjoyed.
so much enjoyment.
Everyone is changing their emphasis after this quarter.
Wait, that's how that's reality. I don't
Table
want to do
flip.
that.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
funny.
That's good. That's good.
Very cool. Well, since Drew's the one that signed that to her,
Yeah,
why don't
I'll
you
take
kick
mine
off
next. So I spent, while these students of mine were slaving over all of this work, I spent my week playing Costume Quest 2, lots of it, enjoyed that a lot, and I played a few nights of Destiny, but the low light of my week was my PS4 got repoed.
His PS4.
So
By
Glenn,
that jerk, Glenn.
you-
If you're listening,
How
you
dare
jerk.
you.
Oh, you know he's gonna listen. So Glenn lends me his PS4 for those of you that are just tuning in. And when he's a flight
'Cause he
attendant,
travels all the
and
time.
he travels
He's
all the
always
time.
gone.
And so when he's out of town, he leaves it to me so I can do research for us.
Right.
So he
How kind of him.
so he took like end of January. He took like probably a good 2 weeks straight off for vacation and other things. So he really didn't need it. And he went skiing in Vermont and did all kinds of cool
Isn't he in
things.
Europe right now?
And now he's in France. And
took it
I'm
and didn't
tempted
give
to
it
like
back.
text him and be like, "Did you take the PS4 or did you leave it for
Can
me?"
I break into your house?
Oh, I have his key. He has such a sweet little gaming setup. It's
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we should do a show from Glenn's house. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. Other than that, with kids and non-gaming things, I helped my little girls with science fair this last week.
And it was
Very
pretty
cool.
cool.
It was kind of fun.
pretty cool.
It was kinda- we did 3D printed art bots, which is really, you don't have to do the 3D printing part. You can make them out of crap. But the kids thought that was really
But
cool.
you didn't have to.
I didn't have
That's
to.
the point. That's why you were the cool
But
dad.
yeah,
when you're
exactly.
there,
Like,
Tyler.
really cool dad. Like, watch this.
Everyone else showed up with freaking tissue boxes, little robots, and you walked in and you were like,
These are 3D printed.
Boom, designed it. No, my little girl designed it and everything. She did it on Tinkercad and
Really?
and she,
That's awesome.
she built it, and it was funny because after she built it, I spun it around because you do the 3D spin,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, uh-oh, it looks like none of your pieces are really touching. Nothing's touching here, so we talked about how it has to be connected. But anyway, that was my week. It was a riot. Good
Very cool.
times.
Robin.
Oh man. My week has been pretty crazy. My madre has finally come home from the knee surgery, and when she's whipped up on the pills, she's telling me things about the American flag and how she's going to name her future children after hallucinogenic drugs, and it's nuts.
Nice.
It's a good time.
Aren't you lucky you weren't
Sounds like
named
a
after
party.
No, it
hallucinogenic
wait,
drugs?
I'd like you to meet shrooms and LSD. They're my best kids.
This one's opium.
This is funny.
No, it's a good time because I'm writing down the things that she's saying and then showing them to her after she comes out of it. She's like, "Oh no, honey, I would never have told you that."
That's funny.
You should keep it. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. Keep a
Yep.
journal of all the weird things, or a video diary.
Yep.
There you go. Just record her. Then she can't.
Yeah.
She can't.
Then you get videos that go viral.
Hashtag stuff my mom says.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so she's home enjoying life and listening to me curse as I play video games. Why? Move, zombies.
I said jump.
Why are you not listening to my buttons?
Yeah, my dad knows the same feel. He
you
stopped coming
playing?
downstairs.
Dying Light right now, and then I took a break from that, and now I've jumped over to Tales from the Borderlands,
Right on. How's that
which
so
is
far?
Yeah, how's
super
that?
fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really? Because I've wanted to get into it. I love Borderlands.
I love me
It
some
feels
Borderlands.
like Borderlands.
It feels very much like Borderlands, like all the cell shades, all the, and like the
All the
story.
humor.
It's a really good.
It's like
It's a
humorous
really
in
good
the same
fit.
way that Borderlands is humorous, but
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
Telltale game.
Yes, very
Okay.
much so.
That's cool. I'm really interested to see how they've kind of married those two
I was very curious.
distinct. I mean, they are really their own, like, Borderlands is its own thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it is very its own thing. Like, nobody else does anything near what Borderlands does. And Telltale's the same way. Telltale is very Telltale, for lack of there's no better way to describe it, right?
It's so Telltale.
It would be really interesting to see how those two are married together and how they play together.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
They work very well.
So me, I've spent a little bit of time in Costume Quest 2.
You eating the candy?
I have some thoughts about it. Some good thoughts, some not. None of them are really bad. I have a couple critical points I think that we'll get into later, but I think for the most part it was entertaining. Always Destiny. For whatever.
Always.
Shocker.
Shocker
of the week, guys. Yeah, so more Destiny. KT hopped on for the first time in a while last night, and we ran through the raid super fast. We got through the Crota's end raid. It was normal, but we got through in, I think, like less than an hour. It was really, really fast.
Every time I hear you guys talk about it, it's like, you got 17 hours tonight to play together?
That's hard. Hard mode will spend like 6 hours on Crota alone.
Oh, how funny.
I'm not going to get into it.
It's okay.
Anyway, other than that, I have been on like a war movie kick for the last week. So I saw Fury, which is the World War II tank story. With Brad Pitt. Takes his shirt off in it, ladies. If you are interested in seeing Brad Pitt with his shirt off, it exists.
I almost watched Snatch this weekend, but I didn't. The person I heard mixed feelings about it. So
What?
I know.
What did you hear?
Someone told me that it was.
Who?
Okay,
Tell the name of who said it.
If boyfriend dude told you no,
it's time
then
to
he does
peace
not
out.
need to be your boyfriend.
He told me it was cool when he was in like high school, but then he watched it last summer and he said it just wasn't as cool.
He's an idiot.
So he didn't watch
I'm on
it.
record. I am on the record.
The only thing
PC gamer doesn't like Snatch, just not approved by the cast.
Not approved by
the only thing I know
cast
is that he feeds you Laffy Taffies.
That's all.
And,
Like a kid.
and that you attempted to play Portal 2 with him.
Yeah.
He's a
I'm gonna
PC
save him
gamer
with
that
my-
can't make Portal 2 work. It's a game that's 2 years old. He can't make it work. What kind of dude are you dating,
Not
Rachel?
LBK.
Come on.
Not LBK approved.
Anyway, Snatch is the greatest movie ever. Like it is in my top 2. It's in my top 2. The other one is the number 2 would be between a 2 and a 5, somewhere in there. I don't know. I like Braveheart a lot. I'm a big Braveheart fan. I'm Scottish. It just speaks to me. The blue paint, the kilts. Face paint and kilts. How do you beat a movie that's got face paint and kilts?
You can't. And
You can't.
those
Except
bagpipes in the
with
background.
Snatch. Except with Snatch. That's how you beat it. You give people a big giant desert eagle and a guy named Bullet Tooth Tony. Like
Don't ruin it for Rachel.
Boris the Bullet Dodger.
We're gonna
already
hold
has-
you down and like
I know.
do
Just-
like
What do they
Clockwork
call him?
Orange
Boris the Bullet
style.
Dodger,
Like
guys?
you're gonna watch this.
Why do you think they call him Boris the Bullet
I don't know, but I'm
Dodger?
pretty sure it's a quote that you've already mentioned.
I have. It's because he dodges bullets. Tell me that movie sucks. Just off that quote right there.
You know it's
it
gonna be
doesn't.
good.
Anyway, moving on. I also watched American Sniper, which was good. I occasionally get into the war films, and I dig it. Yeah.
And you're scruffy.
I
Yes,
am.
newly
I've
scruffy.
dedicated myself to a beard. After
newly
finally being
scruffed
done
Jeff.
with the military, I felt like it was time for me to experience the manliness that Drew got to experience in November.
Yeah, November. I got one month.
Drew had a beard in November, and I for the last
That was generous.
6 years in the military, I've wondered what it was like to feel like a man.
Here you are.
And I got to tell you, earlier today, Rachel told me I looked like a mountain man, and I feel pretty fulfilled.
Feel pretty good?
You look fluffy.
I feel fluffy wasn't the word she used.
It's fluffy.
That wasn't the word she used, and I don't like it. I feel like a mountain man. So yeah, things are good. Games are good.
We got
Tossing
15.
around the idea of picking up Evolve.
I know.
Not sure if I want to jump into that because the DLC stuff is a little weird to me, but Bloodborne is very close by,
true.
as is The Order.
I'm looking
which
at
The order.
both of them.
Yep.
Both of them look pretty cool. So
It's true.
outside of that,
I don't have any
got
money, so I
nothing.
don't have to decide. It's cool.
So other than that, we'll just kick it over to Drew for the news.
All right, play me some news music. Pretty sure it played for the intro
actually.
music.
Yep.
Here we go. Really quick news is today we've got number 1, Bethesda is coming to E3. This is huge news, right?
This is pretty big.
I don't
I've
think they've
mentioned
ever
this to
been.
like 4 different people, and they're
Right.
like, "What? Fallout? What?"
It's shocking.
Yeah.
So the guess is Fallout 4 is the announcement. Like this is
Could
where
it be anything else?
Do you know that
Skyrim?
if any
Maybe it is a
other,
Skyrim.
Skyrim issue.
Another
if
Elder
this is
Scrolls.
any other announcement, it's going to be like the worst disappointment ever.
That's
It's like,
true.
this is going to be a really
Boner
great
kill.
game. It's not Fallout 4.
And then they realize that when they get there.
I don't think that would be the case if it was a new Elder Scrolls game,
You know,
right?
you do it.
People would still be pumped. They'd be. I think
Dragon
there's
Ball.
a crowd that would be disappointed.
See,
They
I
would
just-
say, "Man, we haven't had anything since New Vegas." But everyone, like, if
I
they
think there'd
came
be
out
enough
with
people happy about a Skyrim announcement.
current gen Elder Scrolls game, I think people would be
I
pumped.
think they'd be happy with that. Yeah.
But not as pumped.
Yeah, no.
Realistically, though, is it anything other than Fallout? Is there any other reason? Because this is
That's true.
unprecedented. They've never done this.
Isn't Bloodborne? But isn't no? Wasn't
Bloodborne
there? What was
is
the other
from
Bethesda
From
one
Software.
that just came out? Wasn't there one?
It's just fun to say Bethesda.
Bethesda publishes a lot of games, but
playing with
they don't.
Bethesda.
I know,
They don't
that's true.
do.
They don't have any.
They don't do big E3. They don't have a big E3
Yeah.
presence.
Because it costs so much money.
I hope there's a real
My
like.
first win, it was like, what in the world? Where do you guys get all your money? Oh,
Thing
never
is,
mind.
Bethesda's a huge company.
Oh.
Bethesda's a huge company, so I don't
Yep.
think it's. I don't think it's
No, you're right, they're
ever
huge.
been a lack of money for them. I
No.
think they. I don't know if it's that they haven't wanted to be part of the crowd. Like
They're
I
like
think
the
they
Apple of
they
the
kind of
E3
consider,
world.
Yeah, they kind of consider themselves above it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
or don't need the hype.
They're just waiting. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they
just
don't need it.
waiting.
This is
We are the hype.
This is interesting.
so
they do
I'm
this.
very interested in seeing what they have to reveal. I think I fall in the camp that says it'll be Far Cry, or excuse me,
Fallout.
Fallout.
Plot twist. We're doing Far Cry now.
Weird.
Surprise!
All right, pushing forward.
Breaking news.
Pushing forward. Number 2 of my news world. EA teasing that Titanfall 2 might not be an Xbox exclusive.
Well, they
Shocker.
figured out that
Yeah.
was a dumb idea.
Yeah, I think it was like a day or two into the launch that they were like, oh, hold on.
Oh, we
I
messed
no,
up.
it wasn't even. It was,
was
like
before.
console
We picked the
launch.
Console
It
launch,
was
that's what I
like-
thought, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a month into console launch. They were like, oh.
We picked the wrong pony.
Right. Well, here's the thing, though. I was like really excited for Titanfall. That was the one game on Xbox One that I wanted to play, and then
Yeah.
it came out, and I realized that I didn't really miss anything.
Right.
Yeah, kind
You
of.
know?
The same way.
Would you say that it flopped or it just didn't have as much?
There wasn't enough to. There wasn't a flop to it. They couldn't get off the ground to flop.
So they launched. So Titanfall came out though at the same time as Watch Dogs, right? It was like right in the same.
That was a bad time. That was a
The
bad
summer
time
of
for gaming.
disappointment.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The spring of discontent.
That was a bad
The
time.
spring of
Discontent,
discontent.
yeah.
The Great Depression.
Yeah. So I mean, it. There are certain people that I think loved it, that it worked for them. For the most part, though, people seem to be pretty disappointed in the game overall.
Yeah.
In a very similar way to Watch Dogs. And while I was playing Watch Dogs and hearing people complain about Titanfall, I was just like, well, at least I'm not alone in my.
Yeah. It's a miserless company.
So hopefully they'll be able to tweak it and make it the game that it could have been. Because in concept, dude, everyone
Oh, yeah.
loves fighting in a mech, right?
I know.
Everyone. Mech Warrior is still
true.
one of my all-time favorite games back on an old Windows 98 PC that's like.
Those are
Did you guys ever play that? Mech Warrior 2?
Yep, those are good
my
days.
gosh.
I PC'd that.
Those are fantastic.
Old man.
Rachel
All right.
was a baby then.
All right, pushing through so we have time for the rest of our stuff. It looks like Dark Souls 2's on its way to PS4.
Yay.
So that was announced by PlayStation, right? They
Yep.
put that out, so we'll be seeing that.
Tweeted that it's playing
games
at
happier.
native 1080p and 60 frames per second.
Gonna look,
So
gonna look
that's
good.
pretty cool.
That's gonna be very good. I believe I played Dark Souls 2, one of the very early betas at one of the
Oh, really?
one of the E3s.
It's brutally
gaming
difficult.
conventions. Yeah,
I tried
it was.
Demon Souls originally
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
ended up. I spent 4.5 hours trying to get through one level and couldn't do it, so I quit.
Yeah,
and I'll
it
never
was-
touch them again.
It was hard, yeah. Moving on, number 4. This one is Drawn to Death, confirmed as free to play. Drawn to Death, I just forgot his name.
David Scott Gaff.
Yeah, right. So
Scott Jaffe. It's Jaffe. David Scott Jaffe.
I like Hefe, because then it sounds like boss.
I think it's
Because I
Jaffe.
speak Spanish. So
Yeah, me too.
So, but there was a Twitter interaction that went down where he confirmed that it was going to be free to play, but not like the standard free to play where we're going to then monetize everything that you do after that. The nice conversation that they had and the write up on some of the other websites I read was very much like, we enjoy the free to play, but we want to do it right.
Right.
So we're not going to tax you to death. We're not going to make you join our free to play game.
It doesn't sound like it's going to be a pay to win.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to pay to get what you need to finish the game. You free to play.
Right.
The way it should be done. So that was a.
It'll be interesting
fresh
to
air.
see what happens. Have you guys seen any of the gameplay or trailers for this?
No,
at
I've
all?
seen like the concept art for it, and it's
Okay.
like, ooh.
So it's very interesting and it feels very David Scott Jeff. I mean, he's the Twisted Metal guy.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you're familiar with Twisted Metal. A very high-profile developer, and this is like essentially it's an ultra-violent sketchbook. You know, the entire game looks like a high school kid's sketchbook.
Sketchbook, yeah.
So like
Yeah.
ballpoint
Characters.
universe plus lots of blood.
It's literally pencil. Yeah.
A
like
red
pencil sketches
ballpoint universe.
with people going through and like blowing each other up. So I think it looks cool. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens.
We'll follow because there's no announced like release date yet. We're just still trying to figure out
Correct.
when it's going to come out. All right. Final bit of news for me is PlayStation 4's online multiplayer bits. All the little naughty bits from online multiplayer unlocked for everybody this weekend. They are taking off the restriction of you have to be a PS Plus member to play the online part for this weekend, I believe, from sometime Friday through sometime Monday. Is that,
Yep.
did I get the right dates? And it is like,
It's like a Valentine's Day.
yeah, it is. It's like,
everybody
Oh, you're not doing anything?
you're not doing
Here you go.
anything. Play with other people.
So hey, y'all,
Singles
you
awareness
love us out
weekend.
there.
Which is kind of a
Happy
cool deal. that
multiplayer.
They'd open that up and say,
Thanks to
Meet
you.
some friends.
but I also think it'll probably be seal it for a lot of people. They'll
That's
go,
what I
wait a
was
minute,
thinking.
so I can now,
So this is what I'm missing
this is
out
what I'm
on.
missing out on. I can
Yeah.
play now with people and get my free game of the month or whatever.
Right.
So
Right.
Why
this is
wouldn't
like
you?
the gateway drug thing?
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
much.
what we're talking.
Just like the first
friends
one is free,
passing
then
you
next.
your first-
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
For the record, LBK does not produce.
We do
or
not
condone,
do any
We do
of
not
those.
produce.
drug use. We don't. We definitely don't
drug
produce
use.
it. We also don't promote it.
right. None of us should even know
Say
what.
no to drugs, children.
But for my friends and me, that is the news.
Oh yeah, we'll kick it to Rachel then for the new releases. I love that music.
It's great. So some things that have come out this week to come out. For the PlayStation 4, we have Evolve, we have Minutes Super Stardust Ultra, and Unmechanical, the extended edition.
Big time.
We also have, for the PS3, we have Chivalry,
Chivalry.
Chivalry.
Chivalry is so dead we can't
Chivalry.
say
I
it.
know, that's sad.
Medieval
Chivalry,
warfare.
Medieval Warfare, Hyper Void, and also Unmechanical, the extended edition. The camera keeps changing when I try and look at it. We have the Vita, which is Aeterno Blade.
Which is weird. Is that like an eternal but not an eternal?
Like a
Aorta blade?
Eternal.
Eternal.
Etornio.
Jungle Rumble, Freedom Happiness,
No, I know what that is.
and Bananas.
I know what Jungle Rumble
Don't forget
is.
the bananas.
And then Minutes also comes out for the Vita as well.
Very cool.
Yay!
And that's it, right?
That's all. That's all.
That's
she
all
wrote.
that's coming out this week.
I think Evolve's the big one.
It's the one. This is the one that we're
It's the
talking
big
about.
one.
Has there been a title that's come out recently that has been like you felt more on the fence about than Evolve? I am like
Yeah,
every
I'm
day,
just
every
like,
hour, I'm like, yeah, we
Like,
need to get it.
This
It's cool.
This is my face with Evolve. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm
Like
not
it's
sure.
a major existential crisis for me.
I'll let you guys get it and let me know.
I want to play it.
Just let me know.
Glenn
It's not a risk I can do.
I wanna play it,
Glenn
let's
can
get
pick
it.
it up.
Glenn,
Actually, I think
I
he's
heard
getting it
about
on
this great game.
He's gonna get it on the
it's gonna be
Xbox.
great.
I'll see what he says on the Xbox.
Alrighty, yo.
Right on.
game.
Then Robin, I'm gonna hand Indie Game over to you.
Oh, thank you.
Indie game. It's the indie game. It's
Actually,
the
you're
indie
true.
game of the week. Yeah.
You're getting better every week. Those notes get higher and higher. I love it.
Oh, it's lovely. For the indie game that we delved into this week was Costume Quest 2. And it's produced by Double Fine Productions, which I love. And the publisher was Midnight City. So,
Have any of you guys played Double Fine games before?
Yes. I love me some Double Fine.
Has everyone played? Because if you haven't, this is a game everyone needs to play. Has everyone played Brutal Legends?
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
I watched the trailer. I think I haven't
have
played
to.
that. I haven't
That's
played
Brutal
like-
Legends is
yes.
hilarious. Jack Black's the main character.
I love
It's
it.
fantastic.
It's
Actually, I
so
can-
hilarious.
PS3. It's very funny.
It brings joy to my heart.
You run around with a guitar and like you slay things with your
Yeah.
axe guitar.
And I'm like,
It's
I'm so into metal
genius.
music in the first place, so it's just like, oh, my people.
Yeah, it's genius. It's fantastic.
My people.
Like, isn't Ozzy Osbourne like a deity? Like,
Yeah.
he's one of the gods in the game that like blesses you with additional powers and stuff. It's so sick. Anyway, go ahead.
The Metacritic score that we have on this is a 68 out of 100. I think that is a lie, because I personally enjoyed it way more than 68.
Way more than 68. Way more.
Yeah, so I think for our indie games going forward, I think we're going to include Metacritic scores because it's a pretty broad group of like a collective, you know.
Like
But
an
if you
average.
listen to us, you know what we like, and you'll probably know
Right,
where
so
we'll
that's,
land on it.
I felt like being able to mention that and then say where we're at, I think is helpful. So
Yes, because you know what our basis is and how far off we go with it.
right.
Somebody just tweeted me that I have great range.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. So this is how you know that somebody is really.
When
Thank
the
you.
Twitterverse thinks
Yeah.
you've got
Actually, I
that.
use it. Rapongi Coffee, I think, is Mr. RH.
Coming up next is
Yeah, let me
Drew's
do another
American
number.
Idol
Let me do
run.
another. Anyway, no, I agree. I think our take on it is for indie games is it's worth listening to. We should give it our own scores.
I'm going to go through, I'm going to read this description
Okay.
real quick if that's cool. Costume Quest 2 is a role-playing game developed by Double Fine Productions and published by Midnight City. We've already talked about that. As a sequel to the critically acclaimed Costume Quest 2 allows players to assume the identity of one of two twin siblings, Ren or Reynold. Together with their friends, the group travels through various in-game environments, collecting candy and various costumes in an attempt to thwart the plans of Dr. Oral White, who wishes to see Halloween banished forever. The game has an improved battle system and a time travel-based plotline. The child heroes will acquire new abilities and costumes in hopes of using them to restore balance to the universe and save Halloween. And
that
that's
is-
just
yes,
of
yes,
the game.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Because Halloween has to be saved. Like that, there is no way that Halloween can like be un-Halloweened.
Right.
If you think about like unique gameplay stories, the stealing of Halloween and the banning of candy, that you can get some like
Yeah.
linked
That's
out of that.
universal.
Yeah, you can get some good.
In its distress.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Everyone
especially for
gets
me.
it, right.
My middle name is Wonka, and so it hit me. I was like,
Yes, it is.
I was like, what? Wait a minute. You mean?
So Drew, you spent more time with the game than the rest of us. How many hours did you spend in the game?
I can't say that. My wife's listening. She loves your outfit, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
But no, I can't. I did. I played quite a bit.
We need an hour because it takes about 6 hours to beat.
Okay, I probably about 4.
Okay. So
About 4 before my machine got repoed.
Okay.
But so I got a ways into it. There are things that I really loved about it, and for the most part, I'll tell you what those are. I loved the plot and the storyline and the art style. I loved all of that. I loved I liked the battles.
Yeah, me too.
I liked like that they weren't so like all over the place. Like there weren't so many of them that you got sick of them. And when they happened, it was like, this is kind of fun, and you could still mix it up. And so if I wanted to be the pterodactyl, I could be the pterodactyl. Hey, I have a battle scene. Can you roll that?
He already did.
Did he? Do it again. So I like the pterodactyl. I like the big clown guy. Yeah, see, these are the kinds of things that I love. The style of battling, where it's a little bit RPG, but you also have to have like kind of a fast finger to it, so it's a little mix of that. I thought
It's
that was
almost like
unique.
an RPG QuickTime event.
QuickTime event,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, like hit the X now.
Right.
So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, definitely. I think the stronger point was the battles for me, because I didn't feel like, oh, it's an RPG thing. It's turn-based. I'm kind of bored. I'm out. All I have to do is like hold down X and things will
Right,
happen
go,
for me.
yeah.
It's like, okay, attack. Low on health, defend. Attack.
Yeah.
But it was like I have to be like in this and like boom.
I can imagine trying to teach my kids to play it too. So I didn't play with kids this time because I wasn't sure. But I can imagine be like, honey, no, you have to hit the X now, do it now.
See, when it gets to right here, no, you didn't do it right.
But the other thing is that they
controllers.
introduced these different parts in the game so that as it went along, you'd go back to the beginning time and learn different skills. And so you got to the last one I got, which really helped, was a counter attack. So that if you held down a certain attack and let go at a certain time when they were attacking you, you'd hit them at the same time they hit you. And just that kind of progression I enjoyed. Story-wise, I really enjoyed it. I don't know, there's a whole lot that I didn't like. I was feeling like I was making progress, and the fact that every time I slapped a pumpkin or hit a mailbox, I got candy.
Satisfaction.
Got to get the candy.
If only it was real life.
Right? I would be, I mean, you
I
open
would
the
beat
door.
the crap out of mailboxes every single day if you give me nerds
candy.
out of it.
Well, that and the gambling part, like you have to half of them you have to knock on the door, and it's either a bad guy to fight
Right.
or it's a big old bag of candy. So if that was in real life, I'd be like knocking on every door. Okay, I'll fight you. One of these doors may have candy. I'll do it right. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I did enjoy it.
So what I thought was, first of all, I think I went into this with skewed expectations because when we spoke last week, Drew, you mentioned that that this kind of felt like a Ni no Kuni to you.
In a way, yes, because you had
to
like
me, so I hear Ni no Kuni and I think of like I loved Ni no Kuni.
Yes.
It is one of the best JRPGs I've ever played. I loved it.
This was an American RPG. This was like Halloween RPG.
And so going in,
Instead of sprites, we have candy.
I kind of expected a similar battle system and a number of other things, and that wasn't there. And so I initially felt like I kind of had a rug pulled out from under me.
So I'm sorry you listened to me. When I said Ni no Kuni-esque, I should have defined it as a RPG style, walk around, have a couple of battles.
No, and I'm not saying I was disappointed overall, because the game is cool. It's a good game. It was a very fun game. And so
I'm so sorry.
I'm just saying my expectations were tempered. I went in thinking, oh, Ni no Kuni. It's, I don't think you would say that it's Ni no Kuni. I mean, realistically, like Ni no Kuni was a far superior game.
Well, totally different.
Totally different game.
Totally different. I love
far
Ni no
superior
Kuni.
to me.
Right? No, I loved it. And it's the 80 hours that I will hold near and dear to my heart. But the 6 hours of Costume Quest, I think, was a much more fun, light candy.
It was more
probably the candy.
bite-sized.
Yes,
They were like, if it was money or something, I don't know if he would have been into it.
No.
If you were collecting money.
No.
Nope, it's candy and teeth brushing. Oh my gosh, when I could beat up a pair of dentures or the dentist himself. Hell yeah.
The biggest problem that I had with the game, though, was the navigation. I felt like I never really knew where I was supposed to be going, even like literally from the start. Like when the game boots up and you're looking at all these like warp gates.
Okay.
Supposed to do here?
I know, I
And then you
panic.
go
I'm
to
like,
the first city, and I'm looking around.
so many decisions. I'm gonna make a wrong one.
Like I have no idea who I'm supposed to talk to. It just felt really disjointed to me. Like for a game that I think was meant to feel very accessible, it didn't feel very accessible to me. But that being said, I think it was a very fun game. I thought the story was fantastic. The gameplay was great. I loved the battles. And so I mean, for me, Metacritic gave it a 68. I'd probably be in the ballpark of like 75 to 80.
Yeah, ditto.
88 for me. Because when I get candy, I like to 88 it.
It's fair.
How long did you think about
Just
that?
now, just barely, just right now. Come on,
No
seriously.
way.
I had no idea we met.
He's been waiting. He's been waiting
Oh,
for that
not
joke
true.
all
Just
week.
88 it. I just 88 it.
I love
Come
candy.
on, get out of here, Drew.
I enjoyed it. I had a good time. And I wasn't that lost when I first started. I don't know, just people
No
I talked.
zombie costumes that turned you off or anything?
No, I actually stuck with the, I stick with. I had the pterodactyl for a while and the clown. Got rid of the candy corn as soon as possible. He's dead weight. Right?
horrible.
Yeah, as soon as I could. The wizard. I love the wizard because he hits everybody at the same time. Yeah. No, I enjoyed it, and I'll go and finish as soon as Glenn gives me back my damn PS4.
Yeah. So I think for all of us, I think this is a pickup.
I give a recommend.
Try it out. Yeah, we would recommend this. And that, I think, ladies and gentlemen, wraps it for today. We got to keep it a little bit short. We got some stuff in the real life.
still got
Yeah,
Not
we tried to squeeze it in
done.
between
Not
meetings
done.
and classes, and we did it.
We'll do better next week.
Yeah.
So, first of
Always
all,
better.
stay tuned to LittleBigKast over the next couple of weeks. We're going to be making some changes. We're going to be making some improvements,
2.0.
both to the stream,
Growing up into our big boy
to
pants.
the podcast, and to
Yep.
the website. We're going to be making some changes
Gonna
that
be
I think
using the
will
potty
really
now.
positively, it'll positively change kind of the direction that we're heading in. So,
Yeah.
stay tuned. Look for it. We're excited to share with you some of our ideas. In the meantime, hop on iTunes, please rate us.
Yes.
We've been around for
All
a
the
year and
rates.
have yet to begin bothering you and
You know,
pestering
it's
you
almost
for iTunes.
almost a year this week because our URL that we purchased a year
coming
ago. This year, I
So-
just renewed it today.
We have not been bothering the listening community for iTunes reviews.
Not yet.
But
and
now.
we don't want to start.
No, let's do it. Let's
No.
bug them.
We don't want to start
Can we do
bugging you, but we would like to ask politely.
Yeah.
If you have a second, hop on iTunes, give us a rating, give us a review.
We're
We'd love
gentle,
it.
we're chivalrous.
And if you can't do that, we'll survive.
Yeah, but we got
still
plans for
like
more
you.
content, and new things, and things for special listeners and fan bases, and we're gonna grow it.
Yep, and all that'll be coming up. So in the meantime, I am Jeff Hawks at Jeff Hawks, and with me today,
Rachel at Pirate Rachel 3 thing.
with a 3 instead of an E.
E.
I love saying that.
Yeah.
Robin Hazlett,
Robin Hazlett at Robin Hazlett.
perfect.
Drew Tyler at Night 20.
And this has been episode 41 of the Little Big Cast. Everybody, thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Stop.